for
they
her
claim
tour.
for her tour, for every like public event, right? And they claim she came in, gave her her American Express card, said, I will not be needing invoices. You charge whenever I call and need a costume. Okay. Which they claim in their 20 years of being in business has never happened. So at some point, Erika accuses them of charging $750,000 on her Amex card that she did not buy in clothing. Oh my God. Here's the story. The two guys that own it, one of the guys who's the weaker business person, like that would be me in our relationship. Like if the Secret Service comes, like they're going to deal with you, like I'm not going to
Let me handle that.
Exactly. And like if Erika Jayne called our store and said, you guys have stolen, I would be like, hold on, let me get David. But the partner didn't do that. The weaker one tried to deal with her and essentially admitted, okay, I think we did overcharge you $100,000. Well, they actually didn't, but he was so intimidated by Erika Jayne, the Secret Service, and Tom Girardi, he got nervous and panicked and said that. And then when they went back and really looked at their records, they didn't. Anyway, Erika
Is that why they were raided though? Because of Erika?
Yes.
What did
yes.
she say? And Tom said, hey, I gave you 7,500 at one point. Wink, wink. Go do me a favor.
That is what the LA Times article alleges. And they allege that even though,
because Tom Girardi, why is he writing a check? Right. I mean, that's what I would think. He said, here's 7,500 and I just bought you. I mean, listen, if that's all it takes to buy the Secret Service, honey, is there any Secret Service person out there that wants to call me?
Who's the Secret Service person or who's married to a Secret Service person?
Cheap.
What can we do?
So that's what happens. She got them to raid this store because of
2017. Tom. The agents informed Pasilla, who's and his business partner, designer Marco Morante, that they were looking into $800,000 in alleged fraudulent charges to Erika Girardi's American Express card. We couldn't even fathom that. It seemed insane, recalled Morante, who then counted the RHOBH star as both a customer and a friend.
And by the way, I'm joking about bribing a Secret Service person, just FYI. My legal department just got me on the speaker and said to make that clear. I was kidding, guys.
Kidding.
Okay, go on.
Anyhow, these guys had their business raided. Come to find out, there was no they did not fraudulently charge, but of course, hiring attorneys, having your company raided by the Secret Service, being accused of this by Erika Jayne.
It put them out of business, basically. Yeah. And what was her? She wanted money. She needed money. Like, what was her? Where did this come from? Was this after Tom was locked up? Or, I mean, he's in the home. Like, you know what I mean? No, like, what was
2017? Her? This was 2017 before he was supposedly.
So what was it? She just said, I need extra money on my Amex this month. I mean, I didn't give daddy enough blowjobs. Like, I don't understand why. Well,
what the article alleges is that in 2017, the walls were crumbling in, that Tom and Erika were fighting behind the scenes a lot. And he was calling her and saying, your fucking spending's out of control. We don't have this money. And so what they're saying is, was there a scheme concocted to accuse Marcos of taking $800,000 so they could get that money back and start, this is a whole scheme, right? I mean, they're trying to come up with all this. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And because Erika legit had never asked for invoices and the guys didn't give invoices, it was hard to track what money was in and out because they were just charging anytime and nobody was really invoicing, which was one of their big mistakes. So
Tom must have said, they must have sat around with the bills and he must have said, who's this one? Who's that? Oh, no invoices. Let's go after them. Wow. Yeah, that doesn't look so good for your girl or even my girl, Erika Jayne, who we've defended at times on this podcast.
Yeah. And apparently, the Girardis did get $700,000 from American Express. The company sent the money without performing its own independent investigation or questioning Marco. It never filed suit against the pair to recoup the money, and it never cut off Marco from charging its credit cards. American Express declined to answer detailed questions about the case. A spokesperson said in a statement that the company followed our regular process and procedures throughout this investigation as we dealt with the enforcement. It's just very sad because it seems as though that they preyed on these two guys who have spent their lifetime building their business. And then I go, oh, Erika, are you... I don't know.
That's an elaborate scheme. Yeah.
The LA Times says the Secret Service just seemed to have a very intimate role in this whole thing, and it included getting money for Tom Girardi and not bothering to question one of the main witnesses, referring to Moranti. Everything just reeks of the fact that they were doing some kind of alleged favor for Tom Girardi and Erika Jayne.
I might have to get ABC Hulu on the show on the phone. We might need The Housewife and the Hustler Part 2. We might need a new there's a lot. I mean, Secret Service, like you can't make this shit up. I mean, Secret Service is no, I mean, no wonder why the weaker. I don't know, Sarah, like you might give me too much credit. Yeah, I think if Erika calls or some business person, I think I probably should be the one to deal with it. But if the Secret Service calls, I might be shitting my fucking pants too, girl. I mean, that ain't no joke. I'll do what they tell me to do. I'll bend over, I'll spread, whatever you want me to do. I mean, that's the Secret Service. Like that ain't no joke, girl.
But wait a minute. Hearing stories like this that are coming out from the LA Times, like what is your take now on Erika? Do you think I have always ridden hard that Erika didn't know. And I guess maybe she didn't know and Tom. But this article basically alludes to the fact that they had to come up with money. And then one of the ways they did that was basically shaking down this.
In my experience, we have the blogs, you know, I set up here, you guys are listening to Dumois and this, and I don't even want to mention the other Bravos and this and Bravos and that. It's all fake, guys. They make shit.
Hey, I love you. You're going to be on Du's pod. Keep going.
Okay. Do, I'm going to love you. Get me on the pod and I'll say good things. But all this Bravo and this and all these blogs, it's lies. It's lies. Blind items. It's lies. They literally sit there and make it up. They should get a degree in creative writing. Then there's like the Perez Hiltons and the Just Jareds and Paid Six, and they're good. They take some liberties. In my experience, when it's LA Times, they research, they truly research, they truly fact check, and it's really substantiated enough to run the story. So if it's in the New York Times, I tend to think there is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of
you think
facts. Yeah, I don't think they just do it.
I love her so much. I want her to be, completely innocent in this whole thing. Anyway, I mean, it's a great article if you should read it. It really shows like that Tom was in bed with so many prosecutors here in Los Angeles, of course, because he was an attorney here for like 30 years and the Secret Service. And they essentially would do some favors for him, which is really awful because it's like, what the fuck? I guess everybody can be bought. So anyhow, there you go. But it's a really good article. It's worth reading. And, again, I think Erika was hit with another lawsuit this week. So her problems are not ending anytime soon. And I'm sad to learn this because these guys, built their business from nothing and then they had to start all over and they